All right, and we are live. Thanks everybody for coming in today. I think this is going to be a good one. This is something that the industry badly needs. Today we're going to have our fellows in here from eCarrier Check, Jared and Nate, and we're also going to have a carrier in here with a one truck. You guys might know him, Trucking with Liberty. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to make some live first contact sales phone calls. Try to find Don here some direct shipper freight because everybody tells me with one truck you can't do this. So we're just going to do it live, see where this thing goes. We'll follow up. We'll call some different people, and we've got just the right guys to do it here. Let me bring in Jared and Nate from eCarrier Check, and then just let me bring in Don right away, quick. So I'm excited to do this, guys. First, let's do a couple introductions here. Oh, incidentally, I'd like everybody watching to try this first, right? Before you get in the next Facebook group and organize the next protest against whoever, try picking up the phone and doing your own business. Do some sales calls. Try forging your own path for your business before we protest somebody else or bash somebody else that in the industry that we've kind of chosen as a partner. So let's try to do our own thing before we go, take it out on somebody else. And this is a good first step. So thanks, guys. Trucking with Liberty, you want to introduce yourself? Tell us what you do, who you are, what we're doing here for you today.
Well, today we're doing cold calls. As DIY said, I'm a one truck carrier. I run just dry van right now. I've not had a whole lot of thoughts of switching. I have about that much thought of switching, and I don't know. Like, I've always done dry van, and somehow I'm still making it even after over a year of pretty dismal rates.
Nice
But
shirt, by the way. I
oh
just got
yeah,
to point that
thank
out.
you.
Uh,
I love
uh,
it.
what made you decide to want to do this? What led you down the path of thinking that this is something you want to do?
It was actually you and Paul beginning with from Fate F8 Connect. I think that's what is
Freight Connect. Okay, yeah, and Paul's a
Freight
partner
Connect.
of mine who does a similar thing. But really, we're trying to reach out to everybody that can help and help people right
Yes.
now because we need it. This is the time. This is the time when you got to solidify your own business. So let's go to Jared and Nate. We've had you
Hey,
on here once before. Thanks for coming in.
yeah, Adam, thanks for giving this opportunity, man.
Yeah, so break this down for us. What we're going to do here today, what we've done leading up to this, what groundwork was laid, and what we hope to accomplish here today.
Yeah, we're hopes to find Don with Trucking with Liberty of some direct shippers. Jared spent the last couple of days last week and this morning just kind of looking through our site at eCarrier Check, finding some really good leads that would make sense to Don. And like I said, our goal is to get set up, obviously, but to get your foot in that door. But Jared, anything you want to add on that?
Yeah, I think it's really important to know, I guess, who you are and what you want, right? And this is honestly, Don, I got to give you a little credit here. This is probably the reason why I'm interested in doing this with you, is you knew exactly what you wanted when I called. You're like,
Yeah.
hey, man, I like local hauls. I like smaller hauls, less than 500 miles. And I kind of dominate Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois. That's kind of my nut. And I love that you knew that off the top of my head, right? I used to work for a trucking company direct. We were an asset company. The last trucking company that I worked with, they had 3 drivers, 3 flatbeds, you know what I mean? And we could get direct shippers, because I would just aggressively call, right? I'd pick up the phone and make our own direction. And so when I called Don, I knew exactly what he wanted. I knew what I should be looking for. I'm not going after these huge companies, although we do have one on there that's close to his house that we're going to try to get him in with. But it's one of those things where I think it's really important when you're prospecting or wanting to start prospecting, you got to ask your question, what is it that I want? How far am I willing to go? Where does the line bend? And this isn't an easy task to find a direct shipper for a one truck guy, but I love climbing mountains, and let's go see where it goes, and so I'm excited for today's calls.
Excellent.
Appreciate
Me too.
you guys.
I get comments and feedback all the time that, shippers don't want to deal with somebody with one truck. Shippers don't want to deal with a small truck guy. They want a big broker they can give all their loads to. And my answer is, then you're calling the wrong people. Call somebody else. There's tons of, you don't have to go after the Home Depot. Try, the home improvement store in your hometown, right? Because they may move a couple loads a year. It's a start, right? So we'll just, go after another target. And it's a better way to do business. It will change your business. If you're trying to grow, if you're trying to build a carrier, do something more than just be in the spot market, which, hey, if that's what you want to do, more power to you. This is a better way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I also, just to kind of clarify some other process stuff here, Adam, is, I wrote down, when you start making calls as a carrier, I guess a couple things that I would recommend doing is, number one, always have your MC or DOT handy just in case they ask, but a majority of the time they probably won't. They want to get to know who you are as a person. They want to know who you have, what kind of equipment do you run? Where are you out of? How clean is your stuff? Stuff like that. They want to know who you are. Right. And so, I think it's really important that you take time to do some research and just don't go willy nilly. I think it's important that you know about the company and what they do and why they do it, and see if there's an opportunity to make it work for you as well. So I bet I could probably, if I had if I continue down this road here without landing one on the first shot here, we're gonna just kind of call our shot. We'll land one today. No, I'm just kidding. But I guarantee that if I worked 50 people in my pipeline, I'll get 3 to 5 that'll work really well for Don. So,
okay, and just to put this out there a second too, that part of the reason we're doing this is trying to teach and show that this is a different conversation than what you're gonna have with a broker. All right, you're not trying to just do one-off business. You're trying to sell yourself. Selling yourself to a broker, well, he's already got the freight. You already know he's looking for somebody to haul it. You're trying to sell your service to somebody that they're not looking for you, right? So it's a totally different conversation. It's a relationship building kind of conversation rather than a transactional conversation. So have your thoughts together in your head of who you are, what you're all about. And these guys today, we're going to show you how to do it.
Let's see what happens.
All right. So when you call here, I'll mute my microphone, and Don, you mute your microphone so we don't get any sound in here, and we'll let Jared work his magic here.
Cool. So the first lead we're calling, Doolittle Trailers. They can't be 20 minutes away from Don here. Fairly, small family-run company. In this particular case, they do have an About Us tab and who their people are. I really want to talk to Jennifer Werdenhausen. She's in logistics and DOT compliance. They run their own trucks. So I'm already ready for maybe one of their first. We have our own trucks. We're not interested in you. I have an idea of what the rejections will be. So I'm kind of in my mind already thinking, all right, hey, what I'm looking for is when your truck's out of order or not in the right place, I'm looking to help with overflow. I'm in your area all the time with a van. Let me see if I can help you. So let's see where this goes. And away we go. So I also do recommend, I'm a big believer, just real quick for this sake of it. I am a big believer in doing your homework and research and like all the phone numbers and emails and all that stuff. Personally, what I like to do is I like to do that research one day, and then I like to make fresh calls the next day. And the reason why I say that is it's a different mindset. Today, or, when I was doing this research the other day, my mindset was, I need to sleuth this out. I need to figure out what's going on. I need to figure out who I need to call and do all this research. Today, though, I'm in the mindset, I got 6 coffees and we got trucks to fill. Let's go. You know what I mean? And honestly, I am. I'm like, this is like the second part of the pot. I know. I don't even care. So I have a different mindset. I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to have some open-ended conversations. Let's see where it goes. I could just get my ass shut down. I may just get shut down. I'm sorry about that cussing. I get fired up.
Tire Killer, what's up, man?
Tire Killer's on. Oh my gosh, I love this guy. All right, here we go. 396.
Good morning, Doolittle Trailers. How can I help you?
Hey, is Jennifer in by chance? I also don't try to pronounce people's last names if I don't know them.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
All right, let's try that again. We're just going to call back and ask for shipping. Ready? We'll give her a sec. That lady's kind of drinking a cup of coffee. I don't want her to hear my voice again. Here we go.
Good morning, Doolittle Trailers. How can I help you?
Hey, I was hoping you could kind of maybe point me in the right direction. I'm a owner-operator over in Ashland, Missouri. We do some dry van work, and I'm kind of in your neck of the woods. Who would I talk to possibly? I know you guys run your own trucks, but who would I talk to maybe move some freight for you? I got a 53-foot dry van, so I'm just trying to find some people that I can work with locally here.
Okay. Well, let me put you on hold for a minute. Jeff's on the phone, but as soon as he gets done, I'll transfer you.
That's awesome. What was your name?
Amanda.
Amanda. Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate that. And you're going to transfer me to Jeff?
As soon as he gets off the phone, he's on with another customer right
Okay.
now.
Sounds good. Thank you. I'll hang tight. She seemed nice, you know. Jeff, let me see if I can figure out what Jeff does. Jeff maybe does parts according to their website. Is it Can you hear everything? Okay. I like how he's like, I have a cheap truck. I'll put your loads.
Cheap Freight.
Hey, is this Jeff?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Jeff, this is Jared over with Evler Transport. We're just a small shop over in Ashland, actually. I run a dry van, 53-foot dry van, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking to make some local relationships and see if there may be some freight that I might be able to move for somebody. Obviously, I'm in the area.
Let me get you the lady that does the freight.
Oh, okay. That sounds.
Just a second.
Thanks, Jeff. Who you transfer me over to?
Jennifer.
Jennifer does the freight.
Jennifer. Yep. Just a second.
We're getting passed around a little bit here. That's all right. At least we knew Jennifer's the right person. Here we go. I'll leave her a voicemail this time.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
All right, you might
At the
mute
tone,
him.
please record your message. When you have finished recording,
Or
you may
mute
hang
me.
up.
Hey, Jennifer, this is Jared and Don over at Evler Transport. We're over here in Ashland, Missouri. Just an owner-operator, set up 53-foot dry van, just looking to build some local relationships with some people. Love an opportunity to talk to you about how you find your trucks and see if there could be a fit. If you could, opportunity to talk with you. Appreciate your time. We'll talk later. All right, I was a little wordy on that voicemail, but I feel like it was at least she knows who we are. You know, if you're a small company, I'm a big believer in kind of taking that underdog approach. You know, and just kind of, hey, you know, I'm a one-stop shop, but I do good service. I got clean equipment, and
Being relatable,
yeah, just being a person for the love of it.
personable. Yeah.
You know
So
what I mean?
can we talk for just a second about some of the things that happened during that call so people understand? You smoked through the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
Me and Amanda are best friends now.
You are. So you approached her as a person like, hey, I'm good friends with Jennifer. You know, can I talk to her? Rather than I'm so and so from sales, this and that. You didn't call her as a salesman. Like, she maybe in her mind, the way you talked to her, believed that, oh, this guy already knows Jennifer.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah, I'm a big believer in not using the last name of anybody you're calling. You know, her last name is Werdenhausen, and to be honest with you, I would have butchered that. And so I would rather have just say, hey, you know, is Jennifer there? You don't sound too salesy. Does that make sense?
Yep.
You know, I'm also a big believer in, if you don't have a name, just humbly go in, ask that person at the front desk who you need to talk to. And here's my big thing is I caught her with a story. You know, hey, we're over here in Ashland. Well, she knows where that is, right? You know, she's got a cousin that lives over there. Or she hates the grocery store over there or something. You know what I mean? And so, you know, there's something going on with that, you know, where I'm like, hey, this is who I am. This is who I'm looking to figure out who to talk to. Now, she didn't get me to the right person, but Jeff was a nice enough guy. And then he threw me back over to Jennifer. So I'm kind of hoping that she calls. I do have her email address as well, Dawn. And what I'd like to do maybe after this show is connect with you on sending her an email that I'll orchestrate for you.
Okay.
It'll be, you know, as far as what we're going to say in that email, I'll kind of give you a rundown. We're going to put Ashland, Missouri Carrier in the subject line so she knows that you're local. You know, and then we're just going to say, hey, Jennifer, just wanted to touch base. I'm a local guy. I could actually come and see you if you wanted, but I have a 53-foot dry van and looking to see if I can help with maybe overflow of your own trucks or possibly inbound on freight that you may be needing regionally speaking. And just tell her who you are. To be honest with you, I wouldn't mind you even having a picture of your truck. Not overbearing. We don't need it lighted out and you're just sitting up against a bluff or anything. Just something that just kind of gives her an idea who you are, right? And then we'll just say, hey, you know, would you have time this week to talk via the phone, right? And we'll send that off to her. But I do have her email, and I got that from, you know, essentially just the way, you know, you can figure it out off their websites. And so that's how I have her email. So,
Okay,
so we'll do that.
One other thing here to point out is we got some names. So when we call back, you know, you want to be familiar to them. So we'll, you know, Jeff said, I talked to Jeff over there. Jeff said you were the person to talk to. I'll give you a call. Or, hey, Amanda, you know, I was talking to Amanda. She said that you handle all this. Names are good because it makes you relatable, makes you believe you know something about them.
Yeah, that's a wonderful. I love that you pointed that out. Yeah, I wrote down Amanda and Jeff right here. And if you've got a CRM or you're running just an Excel spreadsheet, or heaven forbid, you're just taking notes in your email and sending yourself an email with these notes, which is where I started. I would make folders of everybody I called, and then I would just email myself the phone numbers, the emails, and I would just drag it all into that folder. And then that was how I worked my pipeline. I'd start at the top and work my way down. And that's the cheapest way of doing it without buying some CRM. Now, the fun thing with eCarrier Check is that we do have kind of a light built-in CRM in there, right? We have a task manager that kind of, I forgot to call her this week. You know, I want to really try to forget saying that. I want to say, oh yeah, I had a productive week. I called these 6 people and here's what I accomplished with those 6 phone calls. So Just some thoughts.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Diamond Pet. This one's a little bit bigger of an opportunity. It sounds as though you have hauled for him, Don.
Yes, I have
and
many
so
times.
We'll be calling them. I do have I don't have who I need to speak with, but I have the local Missouri number. And we'll see where this goes. We may get kind of thrown around on this one a little bit too. But I've always said, I don't know how often you guys fish. I like to fish. It's Nebraska. I'm not good at it. I'm really terrible, to be honest with you. But usually I'm pulling out it's like 8-inch. It's not even decent. But the bigger the fish, the longer this takes, right? When you snag a 40-foot catfish, it's going to take my boy 20 minutes to get her in. You know what I mean? Where if it's just a little 8-inch little bluegill, or that'd be a massive bluegill. If you get I'm just going for state records. But if you get a little bluegill, it only takes 2-3 minutes. You're just skimming them through the water like a rock, right? So keep that in mind with Diamond Pet. Right now, what our goal is just to get some names, get some numbers, maybe an email, and try to get through the process here. So excited to see where this one goes. All right, here we go.
Thank you for calling Diamond Pet Foods. Our business hours are Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Please listen to the following prompts as our selections have changed. Please press 1 if you are a pet owner and or have questions about our product. Please press 2 if you are a retail customer and would like to speak to customer service. Please press 3 if you would like to speak with someone in our accounts payable department. Please press 4 if you would like to speak with someone in our accounts receivable department. Please press 5 if you are in need of directions to our Meetup, Missouri facility. Please press 6 if you would like to speak with someone in our shipping or receiving department. Please press 7 for all other inquiries.
Let's try
Thank
6.
you for calling Diamond Pet Foods. Our business hours are... Wait while I transfer your call.
Paperworks. I saw Paperworks actually.
Diamond Pet Food, how can I help you?
Hey, this is Jared over at Everly Transport. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Hey, we're out of Ashland, Missouri. Just a owner operator, 53-foot dry van. Pretty proud of my equipment and just trying to find some local people that I might be able to work with. What was your name?
My name is Brandy.
Brandy.
If you're looking to become a carrier, you need to speak to Jeff.
Okay. Brandy.
So give me just a second. I'll see if he's available.
Cool. Hey, Brandy. Thank you. Happy Monday. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Just a second.
I'm sorry, Evelyn. Thank you. See this?
Good morning, this is Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. This is Jared over at Evler Transport over in Ashland, Missouri. How are you?
I'm okay, how are you?
It's Monday morning, and I'm just trying to build some relationships with the local companies here. I'm just a small owner operator company, one truck, one driver, situation here. But I'm just trying to see, if there's an opportunity to work with you guys or see how the process of getting set up is, and go from there.
Well, we aren't bringing on anyone new right now, so that's one thing. But with just one truck, even if I brought you on in my corporate role, it would be tough to get the plant to pay attention to you enough to where you'd see regular freight from us.
Okay. Yeah, I completely understand, where your guys are coming from. I know I'm not, big enough to handle quite a bit of capacity, but one thing that I'm, really good at is kind of that small to regional loads or lanes. You know what I mean? I've got my costs down quite a bit. And so, sometimes those other carriers or brokers struggle with local lanes where I have the ability to kind of have a decent rate and help you out in that regards. I mean, is it, when you guys do start bringing on carriers, do you think that might be an option?
Well, I'm afraid I don't, and here's why. We load you today and we send you out. Now you're not available tomorrow. And so for the people we have making these routing decisions are stretched thin and pressed for time. They're more likely going to show that load to somebody who is going to have somebody available all the time than somebody who will have somebody available part of the time.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand my limitations. You know what I mean? I get that.
Yeah.
It's just
So it's not an indictment on you. It's just a kind of a practical how I see it play out in reality. They can make one phone call and tender 20 shipments, or they can make 20 phone calls tendering a shipment each.
sure.
And where they're going to go.
Sure. Is there any static aspects of things where maybe I can bring in ingredients into the aspect? Is everything that you're moving kind of spot market driven, or the decisions being made, or is it a decision where, hey, I got 24 hours to pick up a load? Or
Well, when we flip over to the inbound, a lot of that, almost all of that, is managed by our vendors. So
Okay.
I don't even get to see that.
Okay.
And so there's that aspect of it. I know a lot of that comes through a broker called 3D,
Okay.
who is a subsidiary of one of the big suppliers that we have.
Sure.
Not my idea of a good arrangement, but it's what we have.
I get it. I mean, it's Monday,
Yeah.
I understand.
Indeed. So the inbound, there may be opportunity there, but it won't be with me. It'll be with the supplier.
I'd have to call 3D.
Yeah, you get on with 3D.
Do you know anybody over there? I'd grab a name and number by chance.
I don't.
Okay.
I actually don't.
Okay.
They made me mad about 5 years ago, and then they quit returning my call.
Yeah, that's fair. I get that. I love it.
But I'm the shipper.
Oh my gosh, you're too much. You're too much. Jeff, usually when you guys tender loads, is the expectation for your carriers to pick it up within 24 hours or 48 hours, or what do you guys look at? How do you measure your trucks now?
Our outbound is largely make to order. So when I get an order in, I'm tendering the load, offering it to the carrier at the same time our buyer is cutting a PO for the meat. So it can be anywhere from 7 to 10 days out.
Got it. Okay. That's interesting. Obviously, there's an excess amount of trucks, that are on the market right now. You probably get a million calls from brokers. But when you do decide to turn on, the faucet, if you will, when the market shifts here in the coming, 9 to 12 months, how do you actually open that up? Or can you give me some advice? I'm a one truck guy, but I'm kind of just looking for some advice on how to get better at the process. How do you, vet carriers? Or, I mean, I'm sure you got some small guys that are out there.
Yeah, but small is going to be 50 to 100 trucks, right? So it's all a matter of perspective.
Sure.
What I'm looking for is I'm looking for somebody who's landing equipment near one of my plants that needs a reload.
Sure.
So that I can try to compete for space on the back haul instead of on the head haul. Because at the end of the day, it's dog food, right? It's not auto parts or fine watches. It's pet food.
Yeah, I get your costs. I mean, I totally get that. Well, Jeff, I would love an opportunity to at least stay in touch with you. I know I'm not maybe the right guy for you, but maybe I could send you an email, at least a picture of my truck, and every time I'm in Meta, I could tell them, hey, I'm in the area, and love an opportunity to haul for somebody if they can tell me. We go through Meta daily, so I'm kind of curious. If I could at least send you an email and stay in touch.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome to check back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, Jeff, go ahead. What's a good email? Perfect, Jeff. Well, I'll definitely stay in touch. Do you got any advice for me on any other local companies or any? I hear this a lot. I'm not big enough to make a difference, but in my mind, and my wife tells me this, that I'm still big enough to make a difference in her life. You got any advice for the guy that's a one-stop shop over here in Ashland?
I don't. I'm actually in Kansas City, so I'm not familiar with the market there. The other shippers who are in the area.
Sure.
So I don't have insight there. I guess my suggestion from my perspective is find a decent broker who has a steady stream of opportunities and work it that way. There are 100 different kinds of brokers out there, right? Some who pay and some who don't. So there's a certain risk there. Sort of that, it would just be finding somebody who has enough going out that as soon as you're in town, you can always get a reload, and they're happy to have it.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
That's fair. Well, I was sure hoping it was you. I was hoping to get some small shorts haul stuff. That's what I really want I like that 200, 500 mile kind of range. And then I'd hit you back up again. You know what I mean? So, but I tell you what, Jeff, I'll shoot you an email. We'll stay in touch. You really, I appreciate your insights today. You were really actually very pleasant to talk to. And so I just appreciate that on a Monday. So.
Glad to do it, man. And quit worrying about Monday, man. It's almost the weekend.
That's well, I'm gonna go back to fishing. That's kind of what I'm decent at that, or at least I think I'm decent at it.
Well, and maybe that'll put more food on the table than trucking in this market.
Touche. I love it. All right, Jeff. You have a great day, brother. Have a good day. Okay.
Best of luck. Bye.
Yeah, Jordan, he threw out the go find a broker, huh?
Son of a
God.
biscuit.
That was, you know what? That was, I am going the other way with it. I think that was a very good call.
I thought it was too.
I actually did.
You got a whole insight on how their system works.
Yeah.
You got a name. You talked to somebody. He was pleasant to deal with. He didn't just shut you down. He didn't give you 100% shutdown on anything. He said it would be difficult. You never know. You might send in information, and someday he might be in one hell of a pinch and remember, oh, I got this guy's email.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see if he's got a truck. You never know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think one of the things I wasn't expecting you to do is you actually asked them, is there anyone else in the area that could use, a trucking company like myself or like Don, right? So I like that little addition to that. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, I figured I would pry on who the broker is to bring you inbound. Maybe we could get a good contact there. You know what I mean? That got shut down because he had a bad experience. But I think if we send him an email, no different than probably what we would with Jennifer from the last call, and just kind of stay in touch. Hey, I'm in Meta this week, and I would kind of be at that. I still think it's funny. This guy thinks he knows how to fish. I actually don't really know how to.
This fake trucking fancies himself a big fisherman.
Honestly, I'm really bad at fishing. I got to tell you, my father-in-law is who taught me how to fish, and he potentially is the worst fishing person I know. I don't even call him a fisherman. He's terrible at this. He can't catch a thing. He can catch a cold. That's about it. But either way, we got his email. I don't think it was a terrible call. I think this one's going to have to stay a little more persistent.
You're going to take something away from every call.
Yeah.
So that was not a small company you just called.
Huge.
They're a nationwide company.
Yeah, they're huge.
And you got him to have a whole conversation with you. even after he knew you were one truck.
Yeah, we went 11 minutes. That's not bad for a cold call.
He didn't flat out say no to anything. He said, well, it'd be hard, it'd be difficult, it's probably not going to happen, but he did not flat out say no.
Yeah.
He didn't hang up on you. See, what I want people to take from this is these are not demons you're calling on the other end of the phone. They're not going to say, and hang up on you, right? And hurt your feelings. Has anybody had their feelings hurt by anything that happened here so far? No. Has Jared been a certain kind of way with any of them? No. He's talking to them like they're people. He's a person. But also, are you seeing how the conversation is very different from that of a broker, calling a broker? Okay. So this is what the things to learn and take away.
Yeah, absolutely. I just be ready to ask more questions. You know, we got 2 minutes into the convo. You may as well just kind of keep seeing how long he'll let it go. You know what I mean? That's about it. So, but let's kind of keep grinding here. You ready?
Yeah, absolutely. This is I'm having a great time here. Don, any questions so far? Anything? You know, this is you.
That was amazing. I mean, you said it in, like, everything you said is kind of what I would say, but in a lot, you know how to say it. Like, getting to that step to actually know what to say almost before you even get the question. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And something else Jared is doing here, everybody. What's he doing? He's your voice is going to be what is on your face. See him smiling right there? Put a mirror in front of yourself and make sure you look in the mirror, make sure you're smiling. You're not, it's Monday. Things are terrible. Oh, poor me. Oh, trucking's so bad. No, you're representing your company in a bright perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, we woke up today, so I'll take it. You know,
Yeah.
we could be way worse.
Absolutely. No, I'm loving this. I could do this all day.
All right.
Okay, I'll shut up now and mute myself. Go ahead.
You're good. So the next one we're calling is Watson Coatings. They're over in Ferguson, Missouri, which isn't too terribly far away from Don. You know, essentially it's going to be, if you look on I got to show you this. I don't know if you can see this or not, but do you see, let me see if I can catch this right. Do you guys see that? Hang on. Can you guys see this website? Kind of. Just good enough. The reason why I wanted to show you this website is that when I see a pattern of bad websites, this is a bad website. The spacing's weird. The pictures are kind of okay, right? You know, it's one of those things where I really feel that when you call some of these companies like this, they don't spend much money on marketing and advertising. I love that. Sign me up. Find me companies like this that have bad websites, and I'll take my cold call percentage from 5% to 30% all day. So just something to kind of keep in mind. I know we're talking about patterns, but I think everything in life is about patterns, and so it's really important to kind of recognize, this website's kind of weird. You know, when it looks weird, it's weird.
Yeah, one thing, let me jump in quick. DAT is down again. So everybody in here with a channel, I'd appreciate it if you'd share this out. So DAT is down, you might as well call some shippers.
Yeah.
These poor guys. Or, get on eCarrier Check. We'll help you find a truck.
Yeah, come on, guys. Like, who else is helping you with this stuff? These guys are here doing it on their own time. Help them out. Subscribe to their channel at the very damn least.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Come on, these guys ought to have 100,000 subscribers by the end of the month.
Man, I would love that. I don't know if I'd know.
We'll get you there. Let's just keep.
Talk some more
Hey,
fish too.
Yeah, we can't
tell me another YouTube trucking channel that's bringing people this and doing, like, the value. Like, this is how you build a company, guys. This is how you get to 100 trucks. These guys are giving it all to you right here. Like, come on, share it out, share them out, give them. Go on their channel and super chat them. I mean, after you're done super chatting here.
I appreciate that. I don't know what a super chat is, but I love that. We'll have to figure that out.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, God.
Chris White just
what's up,
says
man?
Dad needs to hire some Chinese
I'm glad you're
hackers.
There
Chris,
you go.
what's up, brother? How are you? This guy's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We're calling
They got a great community over there too.
Yes, we do.
Watson Coding. Here we go. or Evlar?
Good morning, Watson Coatings. This is Mary. Can I help you?
Hey, Mary, this is Jared over at Evler Transport in Ashland, Missouri. How are you?
Good. How are you?
You know, it's Monday morning and we're both talking. I'm excited.
There you go.
Hey, I was hoping you could point me in the right direction. I'm a owner operator over here. I run dry vans, but I really stay local, kind of St. Louis, Kansas City, Des Moines, kind of area. And I was wanting to see who I'd talk to in trucking or shipping. You know what I mean?
As far as, in all honesty, we up here in the office decide what carrier they're going to go by.
Okay, perfect. Well, then I'd love to talk to you.
Yeah, I mean, if you'd like to email me some information, that'd be great, and we can take a look at it. And
Sure.
if we need you, we'll give you a buzz.
Sure.
Reach out.
Can you tell me just a bit about maybe your process now? Like, are you using dry vans by chance?
We do.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice. And like how, what's the process for you guys to find a truck? I mean, are you guys using owner operators or mainly brokers? What seems to be the best fit for you guys?
We normally don't use brokers.
Nice. So I'm in. It's good to have a truck.
We don't. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
Because,
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Do you run smaller distances by chance at all, or do you run? Is everything
We do.
longer? Okay.
We do a lot of, especially with vendors getting stuff in here, we do a lot of local. We do have quite a few businesses that we ship to, like Kansas City area, Chicago area.
Nice. Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Is there any requirements you have for your drivers or your trucking companies you work with? I mean, do you need a certain level of insurance, or is there any type of equipment that makes sense, or do I have to have a, I'm looking at your website and your products, but do I have to have a tanker endorsement?
For some, yeah, but those are basically when we do full truckloads.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, if you want, you can go ahead and email your info to me.
Sure.
And, trying to play catch up over the weekend.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
I'm
don't
sorry.
have a whole heck of a lot of time. No,
I
no
got
worries.
it.
No worries.
What's a good email, and I'll shoot you an email.
Sure, it's
Okay, I wonder if I'd send and when I send you the email, what would make me stand out? Like, just so you remember seeing it. Like, do you want me to say Ashland, Missouri, or?
in all honesty, I look through all of them, and if I need to go back to them, I flag them and go back to them.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No,
we're good.
What was your name again?
My name's Mary.
Mary. My name
Yeah.
is Jared, and Dawn. And so, Mary, I'll send you an email, and away we go. It was super nice talking to you. I hope you get caught up, and we'll send you over some information here this morning, and away we go. Okay.
Perfect. Sounds great. Take
Awesome,
care,
Mary.
Jared.
Have a good day.
All right. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow.
That was simple.
That was
It's kinda-
amazing.
Maybe it was a blow off. Maybe she is really busy. Either way, you were able to keep the conversation going.
Yeah, and we have her number. I bet if we called her like at 2:00 this afternoon, 3, I bet she's not as busy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Or tomorrow-ish.
Yeah, exactly.
whenever.
We're not playing kind of Monday morning catch up sort of thing. So,
Come up with a reason. Say, Mary, we talked earlier. I forgot to ask you this. I don't mean to take a lot of your time. I forgot to ask you this. Right?
Yeah,
Is that the approach you're looking to take?
Yeah. So a couple things that struck me at the very end of that conversation was, I'm going to guess that they send out a lot more LTL than truckload, based upon how she said that. She goes, well, when we send out truckload.
Mm-hmm.
So in my mind, she's probably doing some LTL. But here's something that's really unique about that right there. Okay. Is most LTL companies, after about 8,000 pounds, are getting really expensive with their freight costs. And your minimum, Dawn, over to Kansas City, I don't know what you run over to Kansas City for, $800, $900, is going to be a lot less than an LTL price,
Yeah.
And so, because I mean, an LTL company, good God, I mean, they'll charge you. It'll be a lot more. I used to work for an LTL company. You give me 9,000 pounds and 4 pallets. That's if an LTL truck's average weight is 32,000, I just took up 30% of the weight on that LTL truck. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the other thing I really want to recognize too is when she's like, well, just shoot me an email. I try not to stop at that. I want to at least get 1 or 2 good questions in. You know what I mean? And so I think it's really important to kind of have it ready to go, well, how you finding trucks, you know, and kind of working through that. Obviously, we're not a broker, those dirty brokers.
Well, and you could
You know,
We're not mad at brokers around here.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But, you know, obviously she was very, you know, hey, we only work with asset companies. I think this is, you know, I feel fairly confident you can get something out of her. You'll have to be ready on the fly to give quotes. I'm guessing that they quote on the spot market and, hey, we got a load tomorrow. You know, what do you need? And so that'll be something that you'll have to adjust to, is being agile. Brokers sit behind this all day, right? You drivers, well, most of the time, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
they're that or in the kitchen, one of the two, right? But you know, drivers, you guys are working. You guys are loading trucks. You're going through scales. You're actually on the hop here. So you'll have to find a way to make sure you're being agile or flexible for these guys. And here's what I would always suggest. Okay. This is probably the biggest key takeaway for anybody that's an asset-based company that's watching this show. If Mary comes to you and says, I got a load today that's moving and I need a quote, and you respond back and say, hey, I can do it for $800. When she goes, well, when can you pick it up? And the biggest issue you're always going to have is I'm not in the right area at the right time. Okay. I would always be extremely transparent and say, hey, I can get this picked up tomorrow, or I can get this picked up Friday for you, if you don't mind. And I can run it same day, or I can do something of that sense. But I would always communicate your best case solution, even if it's not fitting what she just emailed. Well, she wants this picked up today. Don't just walk away from it. Just email her back and give her a solution and say, hey, I would love to do this. I'm going to be at $800 or $900 or whatever your rate is. And then I would just say, but my best case scenario to pick this up is going to be Thursday or Friday. I think you've got to do that. You got to be really transparent and still give her a solution. Don't walk away from an opportunity.
Yeah. Be ready for somebody to say yes, because they're going to someday. And have it in your mind ahead of time whereabouts you're going to be, what you're capable. Don't promise something you can't do. Last thing you got to do is fail. So you don't want to take on anything that you know you can't deliver.
Yeah.
Just trying to make them happy. You're going to make them mad.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to please them. I'm going to promise them something I can't do. No, you don't want to, only things you can do.
Yeah. No reason to jump, backwards if you can. So,
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, let's keep trucking here. All right, next one's Western Smokehouse Partners. Let me just click over to that. I have the links up here. Westerns.
Yeah, Casey, Jared got all these from ecarrytruck.com. Thanks, Adam, for putting that on there. And CDN Freight Broker says you're asking the right questions. Yeah, you asked some really good questions. You could have ended it after she said email me, but you decided to get into a couple other questions. It was really about their company and not. You're making sure it was about them.
Yeah.
Which I love.
I don't necessarily care about. Everything is about them.
Right.
You always have to kind of keep that in mind.
So CDN Freight Broker is a friend of the channel here. He's a freight broker out of Canada, and
nice.
gives some very good insight, very good information. I've had him on, and I asked him to stop in today. And I'm gonna at some point ask him, hey, what's your sales? What's your sales tactics? And I want everybody that can help.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to make calls. I'm not necessarily.
Oh no, you're not being judged. I'm just.
Yeah, no.
He would be a good connection for you guys to make. Like, you should have him on your show.
I don't mind the judgment. Actually, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of brokers that don't make calls like me that are like really, really dry, and they're more successful than I have ever dreamt of. This is just who I am. I wish I was more successful when it comes to those sales calls. Like, there's a couple people that I can think of right off the top of my head. That son of a bitch could talk in and he could get a load today. This guy drives me crazy. He could get anybody to talk to him. I'm like, how'd you even do that? I'm the guy that has to sprint 45 miles on a treadmill before I get one guy. So,
all right.
All right, here we go. Western Smokehouse Partners. Just kind of give you an idea of what these cats do. They do, co-packing, private label for, pretty much beef jerky. Different types of jerky, which I love. I'm a big jerky guy. But either way, they've got multiple facilities. Their headquarters is in Galesburg. They've got a facility in Springfield, Illinois. So just kind of over there by you, and then Green Top, Missouri, a little bit, further off, and then Burlington, Iowa. So if we can get in, there may be a nice corporate setup here. I just don't know how they find their trucks. So the two questions I have for this company, are they making corporate decisions and that's how the routing guide goes? And is all that being done in Galesburg? Or are they making local decisions at Green Top or Springfield, and then that's how they spread out their trucks? So we'll find that out fairly quickly, but we're going to call Green Top first. But do you think?
Well, this is a really good question from Jerome Jones. When shippers ask for sending over your information, what do you need to send them?
That is a great question. What I would do is a couple things. And it depends on who you are and what you're doing. But I would be,
Thank you.
I would send him over your authority, potentially your insurance, but you don't have to right off the bat. But I would send over just your basic information that you would send to a broker. And that'll at least give them an idea of what you got. Now you could spend some money and make that your carrier packet a little bit nicer. Go to Fiverr and have somebody dress it up and make it a nice PDF that's emailable. And you took the time and bought a friggin' truck, which is 100,000 plus or 75,000 plus. So take $12 and have some guy make it look pretty. First impressions are important, right? So get your carrier packet up and send that over to them. The other thing I would send over, maybe a picture of your truck, maybe a picture of your equipment, your facility, right? Don't make it like oversized and wide and weird, right? Just make these little pics and go, hey, this is a picture of my equipment. Here's my carrier packet. And when we get down the road of second call, third call, fourth call, then you're going to start hearing me talk a little bit different and go, hey, how quick do you pay? I got gas. I got diesel to put in this thing. I got to put tires on it. I got to get it serviced. I got weird expenses because some jackass threw a friggin' crate out on the interstate that I just smoked. Right. So you need to know how quick they pay. So it's important to actually bring that up and say, hey, how quick do you pay? And when he says 45 days, tell him, can you do 15? When he says 30, be okay with it. Right. But 45 and 60 days just doesn't work. That's not I don't pay your friggin' fuel bill in 60 days. Right. So take the time to kind of start thinking about some of those questions that are going to happen on down the road. But I do like sending a picture of a truck. I do like having a nice carrier packet. And then just a quick reference of, hey, here's my Facebook page, or here's a social media link. I do think it's important to have a LinkedIn or at least a Facebook page and add that link in there. So I know that was a long-winded, answer, but people want to know who they're working with. They want to see a picture of Don. That's a good beard. You know what I mean? He's got a good sweatshirt on. It's just, he's a good guy, right? People need to know who the heck he is. So just my thoughts. We're going to the next one here. Are you guys ready?
We're ready.
Hey, if I'm going too long, Adam, let me know. I mean,
No, this is trust me, this is wonderful.
Okay, cool. I don't want
This is great.
I don't want to mess up anybody's
No.
morning.
You're great.
All right. 660-949-2445. Here we go.
Beards do help.
Oh, beards are the best. If I could grow one without it being black and white, I'd do it, but I can't.
Thank you for calling Western Smokehouse, 3030. If you know your party's extension, dial at any time. All calls will be recorded. For co-manufacturing or private label, dial 1. If you're a vendor about new business, dial 2. For customer service, checking the order status or shipping question, dial 3. For accounts receivable, dial 4. For accounts payable, dial 5. To contact human resource, dial 6. For any other questions, dial 9 for operator.
Okay. Let's go 3 and see what happens.
To place an order, dial 1. To check the status of an order, dial 2. For shipping questions, dial 3. Dial 9 to get to the operator.
Western, this is Kayla.
Hey, Kayla, this is Jared over at Eveler Transport out of Ashland, Missouri. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Well, it's Monday morning. You know what I mean? Sun's shining. It's supposed to be a nice day.
Hey, I'm with you there.
Hey, I'm a one truck guy. I've got a 53-foot dry van out of Ashland here, and I'm just wanting to see who I'd talk to about how you guys find your trucks.
Sure, I can help with that. I did used to work in shipping. I don't anymore, but I still kind of dip my toes in that water. So we can get your email address, and I'll have you send me an email, and we'll kind of keep it in our back pocket.
Okay.
However, as we've grown, the customers primarily are the ones booking the shipment. We're just ordering them. So we make meet sticks. We say, hey, we've got a truck full, and it's up to the customer to book with whomever they choose.
Okay. That's kind of interesting. Do you so most of your freight is customer routed, or do you guys pay that freight then?
Nope, that's on the customer.
It is. It's customer routed. Okay. And do you guys ever do? I guess the reason why I'm calling you guys in a selfish manner is I'm kind of in between Green Top and Springfield all day long. You guys ever do any like transfers by chance?
Yeah, we do company transfers. So that would be something that'd be one of the few things that we kind of house in-house. So we can take your information for that. I'm not honestly even sure who we're using for that right now.
Sure.
But those are once a month, and they come and go. It depends on if we have to share packaging or whatever else comes along.
Sure. I understand that completely. Well, I would sure love an opportunity to at least, get set up with you, or when somebody needs something local, really for the most part, let's be honest, I'm a one guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I've got some incredible equipment, and I'm just trying to make an honest day's work. And I'm in your area all the time. Would I be able to grab your email? And, honestly, even if there's one load a month, I mean, there's only 30 days. I'll take that. You know what I mean? So, and back and forth, I don't know how Springfield, now I guess I was going to ask the other question is, do each plant make their own decisions for carriers, or is it something where they do, if I'm in Springfield, do I need to call them, or is that something you can help getting set up across all of the plants?
That's the same, my toes in all of that water in my position. And it just depends. It just really depends. Green Top is one of the bigger headquarters as far as transfers. Most of what we are transferring is coming from Green Top.
Okay.
To the other plant.
To the other plant. So go ahead.
Yeah, it could go either way, but that's going to be the majority of it.
Okay. So there's a possibility where it goes to Galesburg or your other facilities as well.
Right. It could go to Burlington, Galesburg, or Springfield.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's kind of all of the, I'm not going to go past the Rockies, you know what I mean? And I'm not real interested in getting out there with the East Coasters. And so if I can stick right in my wheelhouse, I kind of know what works best for me.
Sure.
So.
Well, what I think would work best is I'll give you my email, and I'll
Sure.
give you Jaren's email. His name's Jaren Shively, and he does shipping here in Green Top. So
Nice.
he's going to primarily be taking care of all those transfers. So just shoot us an email and kind of give a little introduction, and I'll talk to Jaren about it when I run into him and just tell him to keep you in mind.
That's awesome. That's all I can ask. Have you been over to Ashland? Where are you from?
I work out of Great Top.
You do? Okay. All right. Well, I can appreciate that. Well, let me grab your email and or grab Jaren's email as well, and away we go.
Okay.
In all these aspects, I'm if I'm dipping my toes, which really, to be honest with you, I'm a driver, so that's not really, there's not a lot of dipping going on, but I do like white sandy beaches down in the Caribbean. You know what I mean? That's
Right. We don't get to visit much, but
no, but just throwing it out there. Kayla, you have been a wonderful help. I really appreciate it. I'll send you and Jaren. How do you spell Jaren's name so I don't butcher that?
it's Jaron.
Jaren. Okay. I got a buddy named Jaren. He lives in Germany. He lives on the military base over there. Good guy. I just saw his mom this weekend too. She likes to dip her popcorn in cheese, which is kind of awkward, to be honest with you. But you do what you do. Well, Kayla, thank you. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of my thought too. Kayla, I really appreciate your time. You've been a great help. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. Happy Monday, and we'll chat later. Okay.
Sure. Nice to meet you. Have a good one.
All right. See you. Bye.
You sweating a little bit there, Nate? A little bit uncomfortable?
Oh, son, man.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good
Jaren's
stuff.
his buddy.
Yeah.
But I did talk
Okay.
to his mom this weekend. And we had a nice chat at a basketball game. But man, I tell you what, woo!
So
that was
we're
good.
holding a crowd of about 70 to 80 people.
Oh, this is awesome. man.
E-Carrier Check on YouTube needs to have at least 100 new subscribers today.
Let's go.
Can you guys see, like, there's good people out there trying to help you? And this is an hour of it. They have hours and hours and hours on their channel. So
Yeah.
subscribe.
Yeah.
Let's take just a second here. You guys tell everybody watching about you, what your channel is and what your product is, your E-Carrier Check.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we love selling our product, but we also want to do it, what Adam said, is provide education like this. And we have actually host a lot of really good guests on our show, just to continue to provide that education. But what you're seeing today is Jared making cold calls, using ecarriercheck.com. And it's a wonderful thing. We're having it's a good Monday. To be honest.
Great Monday.
Hey, Tire Killer, I'm up, man. I don't know how you can sleep through this. I'm having a good time right now.
Yeah, our goal with eCarrier Check is we're a leads and sourcing platform. And for anybody that's out there that's a carrier, I think it's really important that you have three things, right? I'm a big 3-pillar kind of guy. The first pillar that you should have is direct shippers. And at eCarrier Check, we'll show you those leads. We got all these leads right here off of there. But you should always have direct shippers. The second one is you should have direct brokers.
Yes.
These are brokers that you can actually build a relationship with that are not transactionally dealing with you, right? These are local brokers. These are local or regional brokers that actually give a damn about what you do, how you do it, and why you do it.
I have a broker that I work, like, we've had several we've built great relationships with. I have one, and he's watching right now, that we work together. Like, I'm a carrier, he's a broker. I give him leads all the time. I've sent him drivers. And he watches out for me. We talk almost every day.
Yeah.
Not all brokers are bad guys. Like, they're good people. Like, find somebody you work with like that. And you know what? Don't just take. Make sure you give.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's got to be a two-way street. Absolutely. Yeah. You hit it on the head. So direct shippers, direct brokers, which you can find on our website. We'll show you their Facebook pages, websites, all this stuff. You can look up by locations and see how many brokers are around you. And then last but certainly not least, use those, the load board that they're down today to find a last minute lead, right? Our goal is really to, try to find a way to get equivalent parts of your business into some of those categories without being one heavy in another. Okay. Mm-hmm. And you got to look at your business right now, be real honest with yourself. Say, where am I getting all my freight? How do I start to change some of those percentages? Because a lot of carriers are direct right off load boards, right?
And so if you're heavy in spot market, now you're paying a dear price.
Oh my gosh.
We're all paying that. We're pretty heavy in spot market also. We do have some direct relationships, but heavy in spot market, and it's what happens.
Yeah.
And CDN, you're so right, man.
You hit it on the head.
10 to 12 attempts to get that opportunity. 100%. Jerry's been saying this is day one. Follow up is where the money's at. Follow up for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, absolutely. If you're okay with it, Adam, I'll leave it at that. I'm gonna have to call Don after this, and we'll Don and I'll email. We called 4 people, and we got four email addresses. We got phone numbers, and I'll give them an idea of what to send and how to send it and what to do here. And so I thought it was exciting. I enjoyed that thoroughly.
Yeah, that was really. It was very productive, even if it wasn't, you didn't say somebody, here, come pick up a load. It was very productive.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that'll come. I honestly don't think you were too many conversations away from giving a quote or getting set up or, getting that opportunity to be able to help them. So,
okay. Well, let's keep in touch, with the progress along the way. Maybe we'll check in every now and then. And Don, I've been sitting here flapping my gums too much. What say you? How do you feel about it? Any questions or concerns?
I thought it was amazing. I like the way he's able just to get past the quote unquote gatekeeper, and just how it seems like he's got some story to match or response to match the gatekeeper to make him laugh and be like, oh yeah, I'll get you right in.
Yeah. But these people he put some time in beforehand to put the legwork in to say, okay, these people kind of fit what we're trying to do. These people maybe don't. We're not going to call, Walmart right now. It's not who we're calling. We're calling a paint manufacturer 50 miles from here. And there's plenty of places like that.
Oh yeah.
So, well, excellent. Everybody make sure you subscribe, check out Trucking with Liberty's channel over there. So he'll keep tabs and maybe tell his story about what he's doing. So we'll see what we can round up for him. And then eCarrier Check, also eCarrierCheck.com, eCarrier Check on YouTube. Oh, somebody wanted me to ask you quick, if you don't mind me asking you a quick question before we get out of here. It was in regards to your eCarrier site and carriers that also have brokerages. How do you weight that or investigate that, for the likelihood of double brokering or shenanigans there?
Yeah, absolutely. And I see Casey says she's asking about our vetting process as well. So I'll
that was the one. I can't find that comment.
Got it. So a couple things that we do, we obviously look at several different things when it comes to, does a trucking company have a brokerage? Does a trucking company, is it looking as though it's a double broker, or if there's some weirdness to just in general, right? Like if they don't have inspections on our site, that's not going to help our cause, right? And the data we get is from the FMCSA. We do get it daily. And so, we're updating crashes and things like that. We had a guy email in the other day and he goes, hey, we don't look as well as we should on our vetting platform. Our vetting's free. You can go put in your MC DOT right on eCarrier Check and give us your feedback. We look at, do you have a VoIP phone number? Do you are you registered for general freight, or are you registered maybe a little bit more specific? Like this guy hadn't updated any of his data in 30 years. and so he was like, well, why do I look so bad? And I'm like, well, you've got, and he was a pretty big company, but he's had 5 crashes in the last 6 months. So those weigh in on his vetting score, but he doesn't look like a double broker by any means. He's had a string of unfortunate instances where they had that. So as far as vetting and those things, we have about 15 things that we look at. Addresses, did you let your insurance lapse? The phone numbers, are they VoIP or is it actually a phone? Things like that, right? So we go through the motions, and you're more than welcome to put in your MC on eCarrier Check. You'll see what a lot of people see, but the carriers like yourself, Adam, that do have a brokerage, you're a low risk in our company because you're not the guys that we're worried about right now, right?
Right.
The guys that we're worried about are calling from another part of the world. They have VoIP phone numbers that are popping through every which direction. So those are the guys that we really want to try to find and stop, or at least help brokers make decisions to not utilize them. So,
Okay. Excellent. Well, if you would have just a minute to hang on here after we end this, I'd like to talk to you for just a second.
sure.
Don, you as well, if you like. Thanks everybody for coming in. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe to both these channels here, and think about everything you've heard today, and think about how it could help your business. Next time you find yourself getting mad at the a broker or whoever, say, what can I do? Am I doing everything that I can do to improve my business, rather than depending on these people that I don't necessarily care for? Continue to build relationships, improve your business, and we'll see you next time.